Hello, this is a showcase video for my rig, Raph. Raph was designed by a character designer called Luna Vargas. This is version 2 of Raph. She was my original rig that I released, and this is her new and improved version. So she's a 10-point rig, which means that she has all of her views. So she has a front quarter, profile, back quarter, back, a second back for tweening, and then the reverse side, and then a second front. She is fully deformable, like so. So pretty much every part of her body can be moved. So the character will come with this in the node view. So you have your character group, your peg. This is for placement. So if you're putting her into a scene, this is where you'd place her onto that scene. If you need to scale her up or anything like that, you'd use this peg. Then we have the group of 4 ports. The first one is the character. The second one is the left hand peg, and then the third one is the right hand peg. This is for props if you have something, for example. So something like a wand, you can hook into this port. So now when the arm moves or the hand moves, it'll track with it. We'll get more into the hands in a minute, but if you want to pull the object forward and then pull the thumb forward, now she's holding the object. The third port is for the shadow, which will only be visible if you plug it in. The shadow is also deformable and has an effect on it that gives it a soft edge and transparency. Then we just have a composite and a display for the character, and over here you'll see there's a notes. If you click on the yellow tab, you can see the notes, so when it was last updated, when it was created, what each of the outputs do. So that's what these are, the outputs. If we have a look into the rig, we'll see it's an open rig, so not everything is grouped. And we have our different sections. So we have our head, we have our arms, body. Each of these have their own groups. So everything over here is leg 01, everything over here is leg 02. 01 just means anything that's going to be on the front consistently. So if you see in the rotation, it's always the front leg. Each section also comes with a extra drawing. So if you want to make a keyframe and add something to the leg, so you want to give her a knee or a design or a crinkle or a tattoo, it'll follow the top peg of that particular body part. Some backdrops of note is the purple backdrop, which is all of your tabs. So anything that is transparent and controls something or makes something appear, such as the eyelids, is saved over here and pushed forward. So it doesn't matter if the tabs go behind the body, they'll always be in front so you can see them better. Then we have yellow effect backdrop. So this is a glow effect on the wings and the halo. If we turn a color card off and turn on the effect, you can see that they're glowing. And if you turn this off, you'll see the effect stops. And then we have red backdrops. So full head flipped peg, we have one for the head, and full body flipping peg, we have one for the body. So this means if you pay attention to our coordinates up top over here, so for the first turn of the character, it's going to be on 1, and then when we flip, it's going to be on -1. So the flipping is done on this peg. If you reset the character on this peg, they're going to reflip back to the original position. The same is for the head. This is only in relation to the sliders that the character has, so it won't be an issue for animating. So let's have a look at the rig. We'll start off with her head. If you click her head and then click B, you'll see that you slowly start going up the hierarchy of the body. So if you click on something even smaller, so the shine in the eye, B, pupil, eye, full eye, eyes, eyebrows, face, head, full head, and then neck and head. So this happens throughout the entire rig. You can constantly go up. So it's designed so if you grab the body by the top, so the head or the torso or the arms, you'll have easy access to rotating the torso without rotating anything else. Then it goes to the full body, the pelvis. So everything will rotate from the pelvis, and then the legs. The legs have their own pegs, so you can manipulate them and lock them however you like. Let's have a look at the face. So she's got a very simple face. She has a blush, she has a nose. The eyes have substitutions to give her a blink, like so you can always have quick access. You can also turn on the deformer for the open eye, so if you need to get something very specific, you can. And if you prefer to do something slower, or you prefer to do your own blink, you also have access to these tabs, which let you pull down lids. The same as with the eyebrows. If we bring the eyebrow down, turn on the deformer, and manipulate it, we can get angry expressions, and it will cut the eye. The mouth has a full set of open happy mouths and open sad mouths, and you can grab the teeth and the tongue on each of these poses. So if you want to get a smoother animation, you can really subtly move each of the individual pieces. We also have the hair. So these little bangs hang down behind the face. They just have a simple curve deformer in them. She has a fringe that is broken into two sections. So there's the singular smaller piece and then the larger piece, and then inside of each of these you have a highlight. All of this is editable using deformers. And then she also has her long piece of hair. You should be able to get a good deal of flexibility out of this, since if you notice in the substitutions there's this green outline. That is because there is a cutter on the underlay, so if you try and bring it really close, it should stop any cracking up to a certain level. You also have this little appendage for the hair. There's another piece inside of the appendage, and if you want to add an extra frizz or like sharpness to the hair, there is a second one that you can turn on also. The body is very simple. The clothing, the shoulders, then we have the arms. The arms will have auto joints, so you'll have this line automatically appear when you rotate the character. So this is the arm facing away, and then if you pull it forward, the arm will be facing forward. The hand is pretty simple. There's about 20 hands, so we have a good selection. And we have separation on some of the hands, so if your character's holding something, you can make it appear like it's between her fingers. Her skirt is broken up into little segments, so there's this full piece that covers the slit. If you hold B, you keep going up, you'll be able to manipulate this and get more angle and direction. You can lift the skirt up and push the hair back, and you'll get this hidden piece for the inside of her skirt. The legs are pretty similar to the hands, nearly exactly. They bend, you can push them in Z depth, but there is some feet included. So you have your T1 down, and your T1 up. So if your character's walking, this would be the down pose where they contacted the ground and the heel is lifting off, and this is the foot in the air pose. She has this for most of her feet in the front view, and then she has some rotation views. If you want your character to not look like they're doing river dance, you can use the control panel. It will also be over here when you open up the character. So this button will hide your controls, and you can move it around. So if you have a scene where it's in the way, you can just grab it, move it out of the scene. Or you want it to be in the scene and you're working on it, and you want to do a quick preview but you don't want it to be visible, you click this button. The tab will still be there, so make sure that's out of the scene, but you do have these 4 options. So we have a head turn to control a head. That was what the red backdrop was for. And then we have a full body turn. So if you move the head and then move the body controller, it will reset everything including the head. But if you move the body controller and then move the head, it'll only move the head. You can also place the head anywhere in the scene as long as it's on that original red peg, like so, and then use the controller and she'll stay in that position. and then use the full body turn to reset everything. If you don't have a very good computer, you can use this button called cutters to turn off all the cutters on the rig, so the character should be a lot lighter to use. You will have to deal with all of these artifacts popping up while animated. And then make sure you turn it back on when you're going to render. The last button is for the effects. So if we plug in her shadow and turn our color card off and go into the render view, we'll see all the effects. The shadow is also there. You cannot see it because it's black. So you can also see her wings and her halo have the same effects. If we turn the effects off, all the effects should be turned off. This will also make it a lot lighter to animate with. So that's it. The rest of this video is just going to be a sped up version of me animating with the character. It took me about an hour to an hour and a half to animate this little segment of the character. So yeah, so sit back and relax, enjoy. If you want to download this character, there will be a link in the description. She will be for free on my Gumroad. You can also find my other rigs on Gumroad and my socials in the description. I hope you enjoy animating with her. Thanks for watching.